Hello and welcome to News9 show The South Indian. My name is Sudha Sadanand. As usual, like every day, I bring to you 9 top stories from the south of India. Let me now begin with the first big story from the south. Junior doctors across Telangana go on indefinite strike, demand regular stipend and better working conditions. That's our big story. Telangana, indefinite strike by junior doctors. How will it impact the health services in the state? What are their grievances? What are their demands? Let's dive deep into it. The association, T. Judah, called for an indefinite strike today and held protests, significantly impacting health services across the state. You may ask, who are junior doctors? Well, they are frontline medical professionals who work day in and day out in hospitals such as Osmania General Hospital, Gandhi Medical Hospital, as well as Kakatia Medical College. Hear some of their voices and I'll be back.
We want justice. Y'all want justice. We want justice. People want justice. Y'all want justice.
Of course, today's strike was a continuation of what they had demanded almost a month ago. And all that still remains unheard and unresolved, and that's why they have taken to the streets today. On your screens right now, the main list of demands made by junior doctors. Let's play it out. The first one is creation of a green channel to ensure regular payment of stipends. Then honorarium for super specialty senior residents. The third one is removal of 15% reservation of seats for Andhra Pradesh students in Telangana. Deployment of police personnel to prevent violence, several episodic violences against doctors. Adequate faculty at medical colleges. Construction of new hostels and improvement in hostel facilities. A new building for the Osmania General Hospital. You know what? Some of the demands do make a lot of sense to me. For example, receiving stipends on time. And all they want is that the amount should be credited by the 10th of each month, because until last year, these doctors had to wait close to 3 months for payment. The other demand, which came into sharp focus during the pandemic, was the unrelenting violence faced by doctors. Why is it that they should be facing violence time and time again? Let's now go to the guest and speak as to what really is unfolding. Dr. Chandrika, spokesperson for Judah in Telangana, is joining us. Dr. Chandrika, a very warm welcome to you. We have played out all the demands that you want. You know, this is ridiculous, but I want to first ask you, you had a meeting, because I spoke to Dr. Harsha, I spoke to Dr. Vamshi, they said they are going to meet with the health minister. Did the meeting happen? If that meeting happened, what happened there?
So the Telangana Judah has went on a statewide strike regarding the stipends issue and also the security issues of the doctors and infrastructure regarding the various medical new colleges and also the old colleges in Telangana state. So we have went to the meetings requested by the health minister officials. The meeting was not so fruitful. Some of our demands were not met actually by the government. They didn't understand our demands. Especially the green channel, they are just releasing the budget. We didn't want to release a budget. We want a green channel. It means our stipends should be credited every 10th of every month. Doing these tiresome duties.
That's very fair, Dr. Chandrika. We all should get paid at least by the 10th for the work that we do. Go on.
Even for 2 or 3 months we don't get our stipends. Not only the postgraduates, even the super specialties, like they are almost 27 plus years old. They have their families running. They have the rents. They have their EMIs to get paid. We are in so much of financial crisis that we are not able to focus on the patient care also properly. And regarding the infrastructure, if infrastructure and proper medicines are not available in the hospital, how can a doctor treat a patient properly? there are many other factors involving in failure of proper medical care to the patients. Poor people from different parts of the states and also different parts of Telugu states, they come to Usmania General Hospital because Usmania General Hospital has a history of almost 120 years, 120 more years. They only come with an issue of heritage billing. I request the government officials that please try to bring a more good hospital.
You know,
Forget about
Dr.
the
Chandrika,
heritage
just a
issue.
minute. So I'm asking you that they don't understand the green channel. But apart from that, better hostel facilities. Also, you know, give a kind of fixed maybe 1.25 lakhs to doctors who are super specialty doctors. That's what you were saying. Hostel facilities are very bad. Doctors are slapped around. We've seen it. Wait a minute, but Dr. Chandrika, I've done at least 10 stories on the JDU on this strike 2 years ago. So tell me something. You protested in May, just now, 1 month ago.
Yes,
You
May
are
20th we protested.
at that time, there was no kind of hearing from the government to say, doctors, come and sit, we will talk. Nothing.
Actually, when we gave our strike notice on 20th of May, they told that all your demands will be fulfilled. Now we can't do it because we have an election code running. After June 6th, all your demands will be fulfilled. We have given them ample amount of time. It's not only from May or some other months. It's the issue is going on from past many years. As you all are aware of this issue, is going on from past many years. But this government has called for a meeting. We trusted them when they told that they will fulfill our demands on after the election code. But we waited for 15 days after the election code. Today is 24th of June. Still our demands are not made. We didn't get our stipends. We didn't get our hostel facilities properly. We have almost 3,500 postgrad students and almost 5,000 students of
Dr.
undergraduates
Chandrika,
in Telangana state.
sure, Dr. Chandrika, which means that you will keep sitting on strikes, no? You will not end it unless your demands are met.
Yes, yes, we will not end our strike. We'll be more rigorous about our strike. We are not getting back on our strike. We are just going on our strike because according to NMC norms also, we have to get all the whoever is there, almost 7,000 students who are there as a medical students, all have to be accommodated in hostels. But we don't have even 10% of hostel facility is not available. And it all deals with finance issues. The finance department from Telangana state is not so cooperative with us.
But tell me, Dr. Chandrika, are you available for emergency services at least or nothing?
Yes, yes. We respect the patient, we respect the healthcare. So the Telangana Juda has went on only stopping the OPs, electives and the ward duties. Emergency services are being run normally. We didn't stop the emergency services right now.
Okay, that is fantastic. Dr. Chandrika, I want to ask you that, you know, this is a new government because you have also been striking when the earlier BRS government was in power. You have met with, you know, KCR Garu, KTR Garu. Now Revant Reddy is the chief minister. He talks about the youth. He talks about how things should go on. Why is it that the health minister is unable to see your demands? What did he say? Did he ask you, no, Dr. Chandrika, we will fulfill all the demands, you finish the strike? Did he say something like that?
Health Minister sir is trying to put all his efforts from his side to the finance department, but the approvals have to be made by the finance department. He didn't. He only asked us to show his work. Like we have already put our demands to the head finance secretary, but we are waiting. We are waiting for the approval. We didn't get any sort of assurance that yes, 100% your demands will be fulfilled. He's just giving us a little assurance that like, okay, your demands are
all right.
being
So which means,
considered.
Dr. Chandrika, that the strike will go on because the government doesn't seem to be listening to you. And let me tell you, we will cover you as much as we can because you are our heroes. At the time of COVID pandemic, the way you work day and day out, thank you for being the wonderful doctors that you are. Thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast. That was Dr. Chandrika from Juda, that is Telangana, and they say the strike will go on. Our next story is also about the health, but it's more about the soul as well. The death toll in Tamil Nadu, Hooch tragedy climbs up to 58. Police arrest even as opposition continues its protest. That's after the break. Stay with us.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
20,000 people dead and counting. What's happening in the United States of America is unprecedented. You will have to pay for this.
There are beautiful golf courses, there are well played golf courses, there are great greens. But I think we are a combination of everything.
Now, because of the nature friendly atmosphere here, plenty of water, you can hear the birds. So lots and lots of birds live on this golf course.
Every corner you have a different vista. You have the beautiful Sayadri range behind you, and it's just endless. It keeps going on and on and on and on. So I think no matter what floor you are, you're always slapped in the face by this most amazing view that takes your breath away for a second.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
This is News9 Live, India's only digital exclusive live stream. For the early adopters, bringing you the news 24/7. For the smart audiences on the smartest TVs. News9 Live. Stream now on your smart TVs.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
All right, our second focus is this, and I have deliberately called it criminals of Hooch in Kallakurichi. These are criminals. So many lives are lost, but there will be no guilt so far as they are concerned. The death toll in the Hooch tragedy in the Kallakurichi district has now risen to 58. Of these, 32 deaths were reported from the epicenter of the tragedy, Karunapuram, I beg your pardon, followed by Madhavacheri and Seshasamudram. A total of 155 people, including 5 women and 1 trans person, are undergoing treatment in hospitals, while 7 have been discharged so far. Yesterday, the police arrested Shivakumar from Chennai, who was apparently hiding and who is allegedly the main supplier of methanol, which is used to distill the illicit liquor that killed many in Kallakurichi. Let's take a look at that, then I come back to you. Look at the chaos there. Look at the helplessness there. That's why I say criminals. Apparently, this Shivakumar was supplying the lethal chemical methanol to 2 people, Joseph, also known as Raja, and Madesh, who then further sold it to a man called Chinnadurai, who in turn supplied it to a man called Kannukutti, the end seller who sold the illicit liquor in Kallakurichi's Karunapuram village. That's how the nexus works, and please let the police and politicians don't teach us that they had no idea that this was going on. They deliberately ignored it. Let's hear some political reactions to this Hooch tragedy and then I come back.
It is one of the biggest tragedies of the Hooch tragedy in Tamil Nadu. 56 people, poor people, who have been exploited by these illegal bootleggers have died. And it is absolutely shocking that the Congress, the Rahul's Congress, who otherwise goes around waving the constitution and talking about protecting people's rights, have not uttered a word about their India Alliance partners' government in Tamil Nadu. It is not just shameful and crass on their part to otherwise make use of every tragedy that impacts a poor person and make it political. But when there is this type of havoc that has been created in Tamil Nadu, when 56 families have been devastated, Rahul Gandhi maintains a studious silence. It is for the Rahul Gandhi Congress to clarify what steps they are demanding from the DMK government, and including seeking the resignation of the excise minister of Tamil Nadu at the earliest.
We are very much concerned about the treatment on our Karyakartas, workers who agitated against this incidents, this illicit liquor cases, illicit deaths. We are very much concerned about the people, but the police was acting as if we are the crime, as if they are treating us people of the criminal like criminals. Their atrocities, and they were not treating the Karyakartas properly, and they arrested them. In spite, they did not allow them to agitate. In a democratic country, every party has the right to agitate.
With due respects to Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan, this is more about the poor people who are dead. This is not the time to do politics that the police was harsh on BJP Karyakartas. There is a time for everything. So, what's with the nexus of criminals with other authorities that makes people buy cheap and spurious liquor leading to such a painful death? Let's debate. Kovai Satyan, spokesperson of the AIDMK, has joined us. We are also awaiting Henry Tiffane, who's advocate with Madras High Court, but apparently he's been delayed due to some case. As of now, Kovai Satyan on your screens right now. Kovai, this, Satyan, this kind of tragedy which happens regularly in Tamil Nadu. When I say regularly, I'm not proud of it, but we are all Tamils at the end of the day. But again and again we hear, and it's the same story. There is a supplier who is hand in glove with the local supplier. The local supplier is hand in glove with the authorities and the police. In the end, we see 58 people die. Satyan.
Good evening, Sudha.
Hi.
You can't call this as a tragedy. This is a murder. People who are supposed to protect the common man are the ones behind this. And every criminal is hand in glove with the members of a party, a DMK. And the crimes of proceeds, the share goes to the police, the share goes to the rulers, the share goes to the bootleggers, the share goes to the criminals. It seems to be a very big network. But what is the most saddest part is, these people, the ruler DMK, force a collector to lie. When the first incident started coming in, 4 members passed away on the same day. Collector calls a press conference and gives a press release hurriedly saying that those were not related to the illicit liquor. Those were independent deaths. It has nothing to do with the liquor. Believing in his words, there are many who didn't turn up to the hospital in the right time. And those people who came to the hospital screaming in pain, there were no medicines. There were no doctors to attend them. And they were all sent to different parts. Some were sent to Pondicherry, some were sent to Salem, which is another 150 kilometers away. Some were sent to Viluppuram, which is 60 kilometers away. They were made to run helter and skelter, wanting of medicines. Even in those hospitals where they were sent, there were no medicines. The Fomepizole, which is supposed to be administered for this, it was not available. And all DMK did was to cover up this. As of today, the information to us, the death stands at 62, but the numbers are not being shown beyond 57 by the collector. Okay. The irony is, a person who is selling Pani Puri from UP, he passed away. Okay. His family came all the way from UP yesterday, and his body was forced to be buried in the place shown by the police, stating that only if you bury, you will get a compensation of 10 lakhs. Believing that the family buried it, you know what is this story today? The police are saying, please go to your native place and contact the collector office there get the credentials that this person is so and so and he's living there.
What
and come back
rubbish
to
is
collect
that?
the
I mean, that's horrible.
and come back, then come back and collect the 10 lakhs. Can you
Yeah.
believe this?
Yes, I know. This is
And
most.
every house or any alternate house has got a policeman station, a heavy contingent of police. You know what is it? They don't want people to come to the street and protest and raise their voice. And Salin is so desperate to wrap this up. He doesn't want a CBI inquiry. He says CBCID will do.
Yeah.
What happened to the CBCID inquiry where 22 lives were lost in the neighboring district,
Yeah.
Villapuram last year?
Villapuram. Yes, true. That's what. But Satyan, I want to ask you something. There is clearly a nexus. It's operating from Chennai. It extends to, Kallakurichi. Of course, there are other in between also middlemen, etc., etc. Tell me something. And I'm going to not DMK. Forget it. Whether it's AIDMK, DMK. Why is it that this doesn't stop? I can understand that most of the distilleries are apparently owned by politicians and the ruling dispensation politicians. But overall, is there no way in which the ruling government can do something? You and I know the reason. Oh, it's Kannukutti. He's done it even earlier. He's going to do it now. Oh, what is the DM doing? After all, Stalin has seen to it that the bureaucrats from there have been shunted and transferred. But that doesn't really suffice. It's about a combing operation that the police needs to do.
Sudha, yes, what you say is right. In every rule, there are some sporadic incidences like this. But what is the expectation of a common man is, does the government act in the right spirit to bring justice? There were deaths in 2001 in AIDMK regime when Amma was there. But from 2011 till 2021, the 10 years of AIDMK rule, there were not even one death of illicit liquor. There are two separate entities. The TASMAC, which is the cooperative which sells the liquor through the liquor outlets, TASMAC. And this is spurious liquor. And the shocking truth here is, some methanol were procured from Chennai, some were procured from Pondicherry. It was diluted with water. It is not an illicit arak. This is a poison water.
Poison, yes. And why is it a lot of people...
It is not illicit arak.
Yeah, Satyan, many people want to know why is it that those who imbibed this, I'm sure they were extremely poor. They are not privileged like I am. Or I'm asking you, why is it that they don't go and buy alcohol from a TASMAC shop? Why do they have to buy all this spurious liquor? Is it because it's cheaper?
The TASMAC bottle 90 ml costs 150 rupees and you got to bribe 10 rupee or 20 rupee more than that 150 to buy a liquor.
Okay.
This was sold. This is not a illicit liquor. This is poisonous water.
Yes, true.
Was sold for 50 rupees.
Right. So that's basically you're getting poison at a cheap rate, but you're drinking it thinking it will give you a kick. And then this is what happens. But tell me, Satyan, because I remember 2021, which I covered, both the Dravidian parties had said very clearly that we will do a phased out shutdown of TASMAC. Now, DMK has shut down certain TASMAC shops, but the problem here is not so much about TASMAC, although it has a residual impact on liquor being consumed by poor people. TASMAC, like you said, the cost of it. But why is it that TASMAC is such, the liquor is, everyone talks about it. I know it brings in huge revenue, but no one really, takes cognizance of the fact that what are called belt shops in Andhra Pradesh, this local booze shops. Why is it that we are not strict about it? Is it because the local politician has a share in it?
It has a long history to this, Sudha. There is a fundamental difference between AIADMK and DMK. Our terminal goal is eradication of liquor from the state of Tamil Nadu in a phase-by-phase manner. The first signature of Amma when she resumed power in 2016 is shutting down 500 shops in a single day. But the promise of DMK is, if they are voted to power, there will not be a drop of liquor in the state of Tamil Nadu. This was stated by M.K. Stalin in the election rally. And his sister Kanimali, who said, Tamil Nadu hosts the highest number of young widowers because here people are addicted to liquor. He said, it's not about shutting down liquor. Even manufacturers and people who own distilleries in our party will shut their distilleries. That was the promise given to them. That was the promise given to the people of Tamil Nadu.
Right. Yeah.
And did they work constructively towards it after voted to power? The answer is no. they only look at promoting this business further by introducing Tetra packs. Like how you have ATMs, 24/7 automatic vending machines of liquor, and they find means and ways to spread wings to sell liquor and get more revenue for the government, putting the common man's life at stake. And now, the entire bandwagon of their party men are hand in glove with the local people who does bootlegging, who does this business, illicit liquor business. 2022 on the excise policy tabled by DMK, Minister Sindhu Balaji, who is languished in jail for 1 year now. His policy note on 2022 said, the last 13 years there is no spurious liquor death in the state of Tamil Nadu. They also boasted, we are constituting 96 units, enforcement units, to curb illicit liquor.
Right.
And any policeman who gives a tip will be rewarded 15 lakhs.
Right. So all that is great, Satyan.
It's been 2 years.
They have not done anything.
Not even one policeman could get that 15 lakhs.
Yeah, forget it. Even the Sterlite thing, what has happened to those policemen? They are still going around, thumping their chest. We know what goes on at the end of the day. But Satyan, today I'm asking
Not even one policeman was eligible for the reward, wherein in the assembly, they chest beat saying that 7.5 lakh liters of spurious liquor is eradicated, is confiscated.
Yes, but today,
and not even one policeman were able to give a tip off. Look at the irony. That's what we say. Everybody are hand in glove in the crime process.
Absolutely.
That includes the policemen.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I'm calling it the criminals of Hooch. These are criminals. And from top to bottom, they are criminals. But as of today, you are giving us more horror stories, no hospitals close by, how 10 lakhs was, promised to this man who used to sell Pani Puri from UP. Families they've asked to go back and collect it from there. Policemen standing at doorsteps, looking at it that there are no street protests, etc. But as of today, Kovai Satyan, as a Tamil, because all said and done, we belong to this soil. What is that one thing you want to do? You can't say let Muka Stalin resign. But can we do something to clean up the system in and around Kallakurichi?
We can't have an incompetent leader playing with the lives of a common man, Sudha.
Okay.
It is not that without any merit we are seeking the resignation of MK Stalin. I quoted the loss of 22 lives last year in Viluppuram. He made such a big statement saying that he will act with an iron hand and iron fist, when his NRI member of DMK is behind bars with a 2,000 crore network of smuggling of drugs, synthetic drugs.
Right.
Can you believe this?
I know. I'll take a break, but when I come back,
and
our focus
we need to move towards liquor-free state.
Right.
You should also take into mind how it can be done. You should have a will and power to move towards it.
But I don't think that politicians in Tamil Nadu will ever shut down.
DMK doesn't have.
They will not do it. It's revenue. I'm taking a break. Coming back, we'll get you the legal aspect of this Hooch tragedy. What is the jail term and what can be done to see that this stops starting today? See you on the other side.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी.
For the very first time in our investigation, we unmasked the killer of Ravindra Matre.
In 5G, we have to stand with the world, and in 6G, we have to lead the world.
Winning a Grammy was an absolutely surreal experience.
When we talk about India, unfortunately the country has the highest burden of road crash fatalities.
तो लगभग 76% लोग pedestrians और two-wheeler वाले हैं जिनकी डेथ हुई है.
While the highways are getting better in India, the local roads, the city roads, the town roads
these need to be improved.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface but not the living people?
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
All right, we're still focused on this. Criminals of Hooch in Kallakurichi. We spoke about the political aspect of it, how the DMK government will never ever shut Tasmak shops. We'll see to it that everyone drinks, but not like this. Drink to death. I'm being joined by Satish Kumar, advocate, Madras High Court. Satish, thank you for joining us. Satish, I want to know, they have arrested 3 or 4 people now, you know, some Kannukutti, local, and from here also, there are lots of people who've been rounded up. What is the punishment for such people, Satish? Or is it just ordinary 1 or 2 years, then you go, because they will back to they'll be brewing illicit liquor?
To say precisely, even the liquor is selling, the business by the government itself, I would say rather say it itself is illegal. But surprisingly, we are living a Gandhian way of living, and Gandhian government, we say, in all our currency, we hold Gandhi, but the Gandhian principles are sold like the currencies only. The tragic part at present in Tamil Nadu is that the illicit, illegal liquor concept is growing, and whenever the DMK government comes to power, the illegal sale of such liquor is on the very high spread.
Why? Why? Satish, but why?
Even in the present government also.
Yeah, but why? Because the DMK politicians, do they own distilleries? Is it because of that? They are hand in glove with the criminals, like here in Kallakurichi. You know, why is it that you say when DMK is in power, it increases?
The legal business of liquor is happening only through the DMK politicians. Now we have to divide these two into two. One is the illegal, that is illicit, illegal liquor sale, and the present Hooch issue is different from the current business of Tamil Nadu's major income is coming from the liquor business. That is a different issue. The tragic part is liquor itself is illegal, but the government is doing one part as a legal one, but another part is an illegal one. Illegal one is done by people who are totally illegal people. Or criminals, they are doing.
That's what even I'm calling them criminals of Hooch. I made it very, very clear. They are criminals.
Absolutely, they are criminals.
Yes.
Absolutely, they are criminals. There are some illegal business which is happening, like Tasmak sale and all those things, that itself is illegal, but that is under the shelter of the government. That is a different issue. But now this illegal sale of Hooch is absolutely criminal.
So tell me, Satish, what kind of punishment can be meted out?
It is a massacre. It is a massacre. So what is according to me, I'm talking, though it is very emotional. Still, I'm telling you, whatever the commission has been made when the Tuticorin incident took place, 30 people, they have been killed. So whatever the legal proceedings have taken place for that, it requires a CBI inquiry. Absolutely, there is no doubt at all. Tamil Nadu needs a CBI inquiry in this matter.
On that note, thank you so much, Satish, for joining us on this broadcast. So like I said, criminals, Everyone agrees, but it's my own thought. These criminals killed those 58 people in Kallakurichi, and they should not rest unless or until the family and friends of those deceased get some justice. Let's move on to the next story. TDP's Nara Lokesh accuses ex-Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy of allocating 42 acres of land across 26 districts to YSRCP for building party offices. That's coming up right now. That's the big story. Jagan Reddy battles land grab. You know, it's been one allegation after another. The fabulous palace like camp office, a sea view mansion built at the cost of 500 crores by Jagan Mohan Reddy, and also built with Italian marble, 200 chandeliers, 12 bedrooms, etc., etc., etc. I mean, then came the demolition of an under construction YSRCP central party office in Tadepalli, followed by the allegation now of YSRCP acquiring burial grounds, hill slopes, etc. for housing and constructing only 6.80 lakh houses. What they promised was 20.60 lakh sanction. In all this land grab kind of accusations, the latest is, which comes from Andhra Pradesh Information Technology and Electronics Minister Nara Lokesh, who is of course the son of the Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu, who said that the former YSRCP government led by Jagan Mohan Reddy had allocated 42 acres of land in 26 districts for building party offices. Lokesh alleged that these land parcels were allocated at a nominal cost of 1,000 lease for 33 years. Rupees 1,000 lease for 33 years. Nara Lokesh used very strong words to call out Jagan Mohan Reddy and said, Jagan, is Andhra Pradesh your grandfather Raja Reddy's property? The YSRCP hit back as well, and the politics of course will continue on this. But the point is about the misuse of your money and my money, public's money. Brazenness in ignoring every rule in the book. Will the new dispensation in Telangana do anything about it? Let's debate. Joining me is Deepak Reddy, national spokesperson of the Telugu Desam Party. Welcome to the chat, Mr. Reddy. Good to have you. The thing is that just explain this, because I get up every morning and I see one land grab story attributed to Jagan Mohan Reddy. In this latest also, earlier we said you have to, let's say, build 20 lakh houses, you build 8 lakhs and you run away. Now look at this, 42 acres of land, 26 districts of Andhra Pradesh, meager cost of 1,000 rupees lease for 33 years. Why did he need so many offices in Andhra Pradesh, Deepak Reddy? What's the contention of the ex-Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh? Let's hear.
It's good to have a look at these, Sudha.
Okay.
These are the buildings, what he's built in each district. They're all now under final finishing stages.
Wow.
So, I mean, the list goes on. So, pretty much all of them are done like palaces in a very grand scale. Yes. In fact, Lokesh ji and our knowledge center have been very conservative in their estimate for that 42 acres. I called up my colleagues in the districts, asking them what the land prices were approximately. In one particular district where our people have said it will be around 20-30 crores, my colleague was telling me it is worth more than 100 crores.
Okay.
So I presume these 42 acres are absolutely prime properties in each districts. They are right in the center of the towns, and they're extremely valuable properties. The value is running into 1,200 to 1,500 crores, which has been allocated to themselves, and a lot of them are actually earmarked for certain essential activities for the people. Like in one case, they wanted to put up a water plant. In another place, they had to keep a current distribution. Another place, they had to keep a college. So, and a lot of these lands are belonging to several other government agencies.
Right.
They did not even bother to take an NOC from any of the
That's
agency.
what, I was just saying that, Deepak Reddy, that, it is your money and my money. There are poor people, not someone who looks so privileged like I am, not privileged, but then, poor people, their money has been misused. No permissions were taken. No environmental clearances were taken. I mean, what is this? Is this loot in Andhra Pradesh? Is this what was going on?
Let me tell you, you're going to have such shocking news coming out in the next 2 months. After a month, the whole country is going to be shocked. They're going to stand up and they're going to ask a question. Can our system be manipulated to this extent? I mean, a preliminary study by our back-end office says that in the last 5 years, Jagan Mohan Reddy and gang has looted the state and the people of about 5 lakh crores, very conservatively. So now each minister is given a responsibility to actually review what happened in the last 5 years and come out with a white paper. So every 2 or 3 days or from now on, you'll be getting news like this and all visible to your eyes. So what is surprising is, even if you take conservatively about 500 crores to be spent on these buildings, I mean 25,000 low-income houses could have been built with that.
Exactly.
And when they came to power, the balance sheet of the YSR party had about 3 crores cash. Where did this money come from? So and nobody is in a position to answer. Absolutely no permissions, absolutely nothing. They just did it as their whims and fancies. As usual, the area was cornered out. Right. Nobody was allowed to go in. Only now the truth is coming out. In fact, our district leaders in each of the district are surprised to see such a huge building actually came up without their knowledge right in front of their eyes, because they were all covered.
But then what were the bureaucrats doing? I mean, what were the other people doing? I mean, we don't live in a banana republic, no. Now you cannot put, all of us cannot put the blame only on Jagan and say, oh, he's gone. He was the criminal. Everyone around him must have really looted also. Why is it that some bureaucrat did not stand up and say that, sir, you've not taken any environmental clearances? What is it? Some kind of a paranoia? Like some, you talk about tin pot despots, but then this was a democratically elected government, I say, Deepak.
You will be shocked if I tell you certain truth, because the national media was unaware of what was happening in Hyderabad. Banana Republic is an understatement. Things were even worse than that. Every senior leader of Telugu Desam party was arrested with a false case and thrown inside, including my own father-in-law, my brother-in-law, and there was an attempt to murder case booked on me. And the bureaucrats were actually perpetrators of most of these crimes.
Right.
So the IAS and IPSs in Andhra Pradesh, a lot of them have turned out to be criminals who actually executed this crime.
Good.
So
I wanted to hear that.
Follow his grandfather's route. I mean, these are strong words, and I'm talking with a lot of pain. The 75 years systems what we built in our nation have crumbled and collapsed, and I mean there has been no recourse to stop this kind of a thing. So today, Jagan Mohan Reddy's government has more than 30,000 contempt of court cases against him in the courts in Andhra Pradesh. Can you believe that?
Oh my
more
God.
than 500 or 600 cases have been, judgments have come against him that they have done mistakes.
Oh,
and
tell
they've given false affidavits.
Deepak, tell me something.
This is even worse than Banana Republic.
Right.
Asuda.
So you are going to release a white paper, which I knew we both spoke about it last week as well. But tell me something. You bring out a white paper, then what kind of steps are you going to take? Those houses which were built, instead of 20 houses, only 9 houses were built. What are you going to do? How are you going to make it better for the poor people of Andhra Pradesh, Deepak Reddy?
We are going to come out with the white paper, let the people of Andhra Pradesh know, and then we would also be taking the opinion of the people, what they would like this to happen. What they would like us to do with these. Definitely, we are going to salvage the situation, because these 42 are prime lands. So I don't think this amount can be recovered. But the only problem is with the huge palace what is built in Visakhapatnam, because the entire media was talking about a 600 crore investment on that area, but that land is in about 40 acres and 10 acres is leveled, and that itself is worth more than 1,000 crores. So it's not just 600 crores. If you take the land value into it, it is almost 1,500 to 1,600 crores. So nobody can buy a property of that size and run a hotel with 12 bedrooms. Yes. So once all this information is coming out, we are going to put it to the people of Andhra Pradesh. And the national media is also going to be aware of that. And subsequently, we'll be taking a decision. As of now, there's no decision taken yet.
No, but what is your timeline, deadline for coming out with a white paper? The time's been lost already, Deepak Reddy.
We don't want to do it in a haphazard manner, because they're going to cry vendetta politics, which they have already started. So we want to make it as transparent and as legal as per the law of the land. and the law of the land shall prevail. And we're going to take step by step, even if it is delayed by a month or two, that's fine. It has to look absolutely clear on paper and clear to the media also. If we take one or two hasty steps, you will be the first one to crucify us. So we're going to follow the procedure. Hopefully, it should all shape up in about 2 months' time.
All right. On that note, thank you so much, Deepak Reddy, for joining us on this broadcast. Let's see to it that power goes back to the people rather than those who looted Andhra Pradesh. My next story is about a 32-year-old student from Andhra Pradesh who was shot dead at a supermarket in the United States, and particularly the place Houston. That's the student who was shot dead in America. You know, this is a horrifying incident reported from Dallas in the United States. A 32-year-old Indian student whose name was Dasari Gopi Krishna was killed in a shooting incident at the convenience store. The shooting happened on Saturday afternoon when Gopi Krishna was at the cash counter. Those are the visuals which are playing on your screen right now. Now, CCTV footage from the store showed the assailant entering the store and then opening fire at Gopi Krishna before fleeing from the scene of the crime. Take a look, I come back. That is someone, that's Gopi Krishna, Dasari Gopi Krishna, who sustained fatal injuries in the firing and collapsed on the spot. Even though he was immediately taken to the hospital, Gopi Krishna succumbed to the injuries in the early hours of Sunday. The incident has sent shockwaves amongst the Indian population living in Dallas. Look at that. For no fault of his. He was behind the counter, he is working there, he was employed. One man comes, shoots him down. Who was Gopi Krishna? Gopi Krishna was a native of Yajali in Karlapalam Mandal in Andhra Pradesh and had moved to the United States. The wail of a mother, the wail of a mother. Gopi Krishna had moved to the United States just 8 months ago in search for better livelihood opportunities. He leaves behind a wife and a son. To say that his death is shocking is actually, saying nothing. It's actually shook the very soul of this entire nation. Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu expressed grief over the incident and mourned the death of young Gopi Krishna, who was 32 years old. He said that the government would extend every possible support to the family. Tribute to Dasari, who went to earn a living but comes back in a box. As promised, I leave you with some of the other top headlines from the south of India. Namaskaram.
the confidence is certainly back in the market.
Do tighten your seat belt so that you can withstand volatility.
I have one humble request to all the viewers of News9 is that please don't go, there will be a lot of choppiness, there will be a lot of volatility. Look at long term, don't look at short term. Buy quality, don't buy quantity, and wish you all the very best.
हमारा टाइम आ गया है और रहेगा.
This and more. Streaming on News9 plus news is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
जानना है तो देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए, और कमाना है तो खरीदिए. जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश सब एक ही सुपर ऐप पर. पैसे का सवाल है तो जवाब है Money9. आजादी पैसे की. अभी डाउनलोड करें.
Why is the state not looking at putting an embargo on that?
As a Telangana person, I will not accept.
How do ordinary folks deal with this?
Imagine a hilltop palace behind barricades with a price tag that could make your jaw drop. We are driving into the controversy surrounding Andhra Pradesh former Chief Minister YS Jagan Mohan Reddy and his lavish Rishikonda Palace. Is it a government asset or an opulent private retreat? Let's find out. Why is the TDP gunning for Jagan Reddy's palace or CM residence? News9 Plus decodes. Remember our previous explainer on Pawan Kalyan? The power star protesting at the Rishikonda Hills against Jagan's plan to allegedly convert the hill into a camp office. Today we will talk about what actually happened at the Rishikonda Hills. Also, check out the Pawan Kalyan link and his protest in our description below. So how did a hilltop in Visakhapatnam turn into a controversy worth 500 crores? TDP MLA Ghanta Srinivas Rao stormed the site on June 16. Till then, the details of the construction at the Rishikonda were unknown. He accused the YSRCP of building a Raj Mahal for Jagan under the guise of a tourism project. He highlighted the secrecy and massive spending on the redevelopment of the Andhra Pradesh Tourism Development Corporation, run the Harita Resort. The newly formed TDP government had slammed Jagan Mohan Reddy for constructing a 500 crore palace in Visakhapatnam. The palace, they say, was built in secrecy behind towering barricades. The Rishikonda Resort is a perceived symbol of decadence and luxury, as it has 12 bedrooms